So this is just like another strategy based on the currency strength meter dashboards I did earlier. I'm going to put a link. Remind me to put a link to locate that video to explain it. So, but this strategy is going to use the strongest and its pairs, or the weakest and its crosses. So, what I mean by that is like if Canadian is strong, if it's like CAD here is the strongest currency. So, what the E is going to do is going to buy all the Canadian crosses that met certain criteria. It's going to be very specific for who is going to buy, selling again, buying against. So same thing will go for New Zealand. If New Zealand is the weakest, it met the criteria as the weakest currency, it's going to be sold against some currencies that met certain criteria. So, man, looking at this chart, we're going to know that probably AUD and New Zealand is not going to work. Maybe CAD USD might work because if you see the difference, 7.4 and 7.5 is not too much of a difference. But let me tell you how this specific dashboard strategy is going to work. So it's going to be dealing with the strongest currency. Let's go with the current strongest currency. Okay, for instance, this is going to be the main entries. They're going to have two signals to come out from this dashboard to initiate the entry. The first signal, CAD, we have to be aligned three time frames. I mean, all the time frames selected, the six time frames selected, will be 8.0 or better, and it's going to match it here. This one is going to be 8.0 or better too. So if CAD is 8.0 or better here, and all the time frames selected is 8.0 or better here, the criteria is met for these two currencies as the strongest. The third criteria that have to be met will be from this dashboard. These are nine time frames here. Five of them we need to be aligned for CAD to really establish itself as the strongest currency. And of those five time frames to be aligned, two we have to come out from the highest time frames. H4, 8 hours, 12 hours, and daily. Two of the currencies we have to align. CAD we have to be aligned here on two of them. So me looking at this, you can see that CAD was aligned on three of them. I mean, I'm just coming late to the screen. Maybe it was aligned more than that. But it met the criteria here. Three of them were aligned for the highest currencies. Eight or better will be aligned here for all the six current selected currency. Then here it has to be eight or better. So this is what this dashboard settings of this dashboard. So the setting of this dashboard is right here. I can use any six time frames, but here will be eight, and here it's gonna be like two or less, or yeah, three or less will be here because I'm using eight for the strongest, then three for the weakest. If I'm going by who is the strongest, so we know CAD is the strongest already. So CAD is gonna be bought against any currency that's gonna be like three or less back to back here. It doesn't matter where it is. It can be three here, three in the middle, anywhere, as long as it's in a row, three or less. So that's how it's gonna pick out who's the strongest and who's the weakest. But it also got to have to use the RSI as a filter. I got to use the RSI as a filter. So let me say this is New Zealand CAD. This is supposed to be the best pair to trade CAD and New Zealand. I'll be selling CAD New Zealand. So this is the CAD New Zealand chart. It should have been gone something like this. So, but my RSIs are not here. I can use three different time frames RSI or use one time frame. If I'm going to use one time frame RSI, I'm probably going to use the 1 hour time frame. So this is the 1 hour time frame RSI for all what is going on. So this is New Zealand CAD. We already saw that that's the best pair to trade, New Zealand CAD. So another three currencies here. Again, the match there. Pounds is three here, and it didn't hit the criteria here, but you get what I'm saying. Three of them is aligned here. So we're gonna look at CAD pounds. So that's still going down because we already know CAD is the strongest. So no matter what happened, most of the Canadian crosses they'll be getting sold because the CAD is already strong. So as compared to the previous dashboard I did, this really specified is just the strongest against the weakest. It's not like the one I did before that, you can buy anyone, buy any sell anyone if these numbers are 303. No, but this is going to be specifically dealing with the Canadian pairs. The same thing will go for the weakest because this dashboard is going to have two settings. One of the settings, like I said before, will be all these currencies will be eight or better. Then the second setting will be any four of them. Any few of them is going to be like eight or better for strong or zero point 0.5 or less for weak. So this is going to be 8.5, or this one is going to be 0.5. So this will be changed to 4. So you only need 4 to trigger. So right now, none of them are met that criteria here. But remember the other criteria they were met. 8.0 was met here. So we can go back to that, leave it as it is. So better explain what I'm trying to accomplish. So we already know CAD is the strongest. So I think that's all it is. I already talked about this. If I have to use a one time frame RSI, I have the option of using more than one RSI. So this like the video I made before, I like using three time frames RSI. So I'm gonna find the three time frame RSI. So I like using three time frames RSI. So this is a CAD. We know the CAD pairs they were selling off because CAD was strong. So let's quickly go through the CAD pairs, see if this dashboard actually did what it was supposed to do if coded. So you can see here CAD is the strongest. This is 8.0, supposed to be 8.0 to establish an entry. Then this one is going to be 8.0 across the board or better, or 8.5 out of any four of them. You see the CAD is pulling back now, but it's just a pullback because the higher time frames are still strong. So let's go through the CAD pairs real quick. This is GBP CAD, New Zealand CAD. We have already looked at that. That it was a short move. Probably the move started here when the three RSIs were below 50 or 70. So USD CAD didn't do that well though, probably because USD was a little bit stronger. As com- so this means the USD started to pick up. So it started to pick up close to the CAD. So probably that's why that move was like that. But the CAD was still very strong regardless. So who else we go for the CAD? Aussie CAD. This is Aussie CAD. We know the CAD was strong. So CAD franc, yes, it was still in an uptrend. Typically, the entry will be like when the three RSIs are above 50. That's typical. So CAD yen, this is CAD yen. Yen was probably as strong too. Then one more Euro CAD. It was a bearish move. So basically, with this strategy, something is going to make out come out from this. If CAD is really that strong and it's being and is you sell the weakest against the CAD. So if CAD is strong, it's probably New Zealand, Aussie, pounds, and euro. They're gonna be like four different positions gonna be opened. They're gonna be managed by the three time frame RSI. So that's all there is. I don't want to make this a little bit more complex, but it's just simple, straightforward. The strongest against the weakest, or the weakest against the strongest. So that's my time. Hope you enjoyed this video and let me know if you can work on it or give it a shot. Thanks a lot. God bless.